get back, start the early days, and what really got you hooked when it came to racing?
Um, well, my dad used to love racing, and I used to watch race with him, play with my back matchbox.
Yeah.
And when I had opportunity to, and then he gave me a go kart, and from there on it was really cool. I have in the neighborhood people have like this small go karts, and I'm like, yeah, it's cool. I wish I would have one, but and then when I got one, it was I'm like, that's it, which was great because for school, it created a different type of interest, but the discipline was really good. My parents used that as a punishment. If I don't do well in school, I wouldn't have that, and I thought that created kind of like set the pace
Yeah.
in terms of all right, if I don't do well, I won't get what I want, and it was perfect.
Right. Kind of recap your ladder up into Indy Lights, and how you got there, how that opportunity came about. How did you get up that ladder?
Well, it's just like other, profession. I mean, school, for example, you go through different grades. You do well, we keep going to the next one. And racing was similar to that. You win races, and in go kart now you go into the category that your age, and you go to the next phase. And now you graduate to bigger cars, and obviously with that you gotta find sponsors, you gotta find a team. It's not only depend on you, and that's probably the hardest one with the sponsors, because for you to get to the team, and then it's becoming a business. um, but as well your performance will help to get teams that they already have sponsors, and they're like, okay, this guy's good, and that's what happens to me. End up racing in England, and one of the sponsors said, well, we're going to be, our market is America. And I was racing in England, and they said, we want to be there. I said, sure, that's where I'm going, and
Yeah.
that's how I ended up here.
Yeah. Jumping to kart, what was your attitude at the time? Were you out to impress people, or were you really out to learn those powerful cars?
Well, you have a goal,
Yeah.
and when you have a goal, you want to achieve them, and for you to get to IndyCar, you got to perform on the other series, and that's where my process of thinking was going. So I need to win races, finish up there, and win championships, so I can graduate to the next one.
Yeah. I spoke to Patrick Carpentier about how the safety, the role it played back in the late '90s, early 2000s. What was your attitude at the time? And looking back,
Wow,
did something shock you?
Yeah, those cars are really powerful. I mean, we're talking about well, some of them were 900 horsepower, and some of them were 1,000 horsepower. It was incredible. I mean, every time you got into the race car, you were like, this thing is fast. I mean, there was nothing like I'm used to. It was not like, okay, I get used to it. No, it was always like, man, this thing's, it's unbelievable. So that was really impressive for me.
Yeah. Was there anything like a Texas 2001? Being on the edge of those G forces and everything.
Yeah, it was really tough. I do remember they asking questions about who's feeling dizzy, who is feeling dehydrated, and the funny thing is, because when they said that, I start before they said that, I was actually felt that before.
Yeah.
I was dizzy, but I thought because I haven't run an oval, so maybe I was just not used to.
Right.
I was drinking water. I remember, man, I'm drinking so much water. It feels like a race, but I didn't do a race. So after they said that, I'm like, oh, I did feel those symptoms. So it was the right decision to not race, because
Yeah.
I feel people were hurt.
Right. Right. What do you think IndyCar can improve as safety? Are there certain areas you look at and where they can be a little bit better?
Well, every year we're improving. I have to say from 2000 to now, safety walls is becoming a huge, huge improvement. I'm talking about, it saves so many injuries, especially on the back. Um, you know, the we have a a part of the car we call Kardashian, and I did not come up with his name. It's the rear bumper.
Yeah.
So it's that was a big deal for us, because it became stop interlock wheels, so we prevent the cars from flying. Hands device, it's something that stopped the head going forward, which is snap the neck in the past. We obviously in the past the fire racing suit fireproof is becoming much better. Now, unfortunately, last year we have an incident with Justin Wilson here because a piece of the car hit on his helmet. So we already made improvements. So a lot of things from the car doesn't detach as easy But I believe in the future we're going to come up with some type of protection, even from for the driver's helmet. So over the years, I have to say it's been incredible. But you got to remember, this is racing, and it's still a very dangerous sport.
Have you paid attention to F1 and their halo design, their aero screen? Have you seen them, and what are your thoughts on what they look like?
Well, I'm glad that we're spending time and the right time to fix it. They had also the same similar issues with us. The only difference with them, they don't run oval. So when we are in the banking, those type of setup that they do, it could probably become an issue for us. So we got to have some sort of that similar scenario, but in the same way, we don't want to create another issue.
Yeah.
So right now, the FIA and IndyCar, they're working as well together. So hopefully next year we're going to be. I understand Formula 1 is going to be 2018.
Yeah.
Hopefully we're going to be ahead of it.
Right. Jumping to the positive side, talk about your Indy 500 wins. You grabbed them right off the bat, really quick, but then you returned and you won it again in 2009. Did you have more appreciation that time since you were a little bit older? You lost it a few times. Did you have more appreciation?
Yeah, sometimes things happen for a reason. We had a very good few years. Like the momentum was in our side. Then there was some couple of engine changes and some of the setup of the race car when we went to the DW12. It changed. Then the track changed. I remember they went to the groove. So it was kind of like degraded the tires quite a lot. And then we went to the DW12, which is another. So it never kept the same from 2001 until 2011. It was always something that unfortunately kept us from winning, but we did win 3, and we're super close to win another one.
Yeah. Being in a current winless streak, has that given you more drive to want to win again? Have you ever had
absolutely.
more?
Yeah, because you feel the taste, you enjoy, you know how it is, and you want to do it again.
Yeah. Final question. Yeah. Do you believe you have more determination now than you've ever had in your entire career?
It's amazing that you're getting more experience. You start paying attention on details that you haven't had before. When you're young, you just want to, I gotta win, I gotta perform, I gotta make it better.
Yeah.
You forget about how you want to get better, how you want to perform, how you want to make it like a situation terrible to a very good situation. So today I feel that with so much experience, you can actually turn things around, and it helps a lot to be still valued for championships.
Right. Definitely appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Best of luck this weekend.
I appreciate
Thank you very
it.
much.
Thank you very much.